You gonna go Sam Wu, or what are we gonna do here?
Oh, man. Talk about a day.
Happy
Oh.
Devil's Sunday! I finally found the button. Happy Devil's Sunday. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and Shorts Guy from the highest point in New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios. We're all fired up. You should be fired up. Devils are going to embark on a 5-game road trip. The Road Warriors themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are
Good
you?
evening.
Good evening. Let me get out of the way real quick. I have a public service announcement.
Oh, well, what's that?
It says Rangers suck.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a trick thing you were doing.
No. So for those listening on their drive, I have a Rangers suck banner hanging up behind me, and it is the truest statement I know, and I'm sure the two of you can agree with that. I heard that some interesting times happened at American Whiskey because Peyton was wearing a Rangers suck shirt. She said it caused some interesting conversation amongst Ranger fans, which is great. So good for Peyton for being behind the bar, supporting the podcast, and also knowing that the Rangers suck.
Yeah, and also here's the other public service announcement from last week as well. This ref hates us. Justin Key. Just want everybody to remember that. This ref hates us. And I look at
chin over there. Just want to punch him in
right?
his chin. In his chinum. Look at his chinum.
that Chinham has a smirk on his face, like
protruding. Like it's like you can see where his real chin is, and then you see the chinum right underneath that. It's just he's got a massive chinum.
Yes.
No wonder.
And for those listening in the car right now, it is Justin Key, the NHL ref, that kind of screwed things up for the New Jersey Devils in terms of record-breaking. I don't know what he did, but he just made a lot of bad calls. Cost us the game as far as
twice.
Yeah,
It wasn't once. It was twice. 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Abuse of official, my ass. Jeez.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even on us, and I'm shaking my head. Just in the Chinham Key, yeah.
that's his new nickname right now. Brandon, here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. But what a game last night, guys, yesterday afternoon. It was just – it was a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah.
One of our co-hosts was there. He was saying it was 80% Ranger fans. Yeah, Crew.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, Crew. Oh, yeah, that's right. Crew was there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Crew. I also heard that
Keep going. It's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. Yeah, everyone. The audience always loves inside jokes.
Yeah, we'll explain it later once Crew arrives.
Once Crew arrives. That's his last name, by the way. His first name is And. So
I thought not in no way, shape, or form related to the J Crew.
No, or Motley Crue.
Yes.
No.
Well,
Completely different.
Completely different. Anyway.
Or the Woo Crew. Or the Woo Crew.
Or the Woo Crew.
Or the Woo Crew.
Yeah. Unrelated to me. I don't want to take credit for anything.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I did see this weird thing, and I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently there was a giant group of Ranger fans that bought like 160 tickets for the game yesterday, through the Devils, no less, which would be kind of weird, but it's
hold that thought. The Crew is here. Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, the Crew is here. Let me just get the Crew.
Oh, the Crew is there? Okay.
Yeah, the Crew's there.
I'm sorry,
And. Here we go.
All right. Hold on a
Bring
second.
And in here.
Yes, let's bring in And Crew.
Bring in
and Crew. Hold on a second. I'm trying to find that graphic, but I can't. Hold on.
Oh,
All right.
man, What a disaster this is already off to.
Yeah. I'm Sam Wu here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, Shorts Guy, and crew. Welcome.
He kind of looks like a crew guy, you know? Like,
seriously, yeah.
You setting up the stage afterwards? You look like you're going to be setting up the stage afterwards.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to go into an annoying voice. I don't want to make anybody upset out there in Radio Land that we have a little too much fun. But and crew will be back here setting up the guitars and the drums. I got my members only jacket on, you know.
Yeah.
I see that. Very slick. It's looking good.
Very cold. It's very cold in here. I got a lot of compliments on this hat, by the way. You can get this at the Devil's Den. It is sweet. I like it.
Hat. I actually got a black scarf that would match that hat at the Devil's Den the other night because I needed a new scarf. So it's my new winter accessory.
So
Scotty wouldn't know anything about winter accessories because, you know, in his palatial estates.
It gets into the 50s, and so that's chilly.
Yeah,
it's chilly out here in California.
Whoa! Excuse us.
Do you have?
It's a dry climate, so the weather it gets colder faster. You know, like the desert nights. Desert nights are always talking about how cold it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I apologize for my tardiness. I heard you guys were just talking about the game where the Devils beat up those Rangers, and I was at that game. And I'll tell you what, man. I want to hear. First of all, I want to hear what Shorts Guy was saying about this.
Yeah. Continue with that because I got a lot of things to say about that.
It was I don't know if this is proven, but this is one of those things that I saw on on the world of Facebook, which 80% of what you see on there is just full of it. But apparently there was a large group of Ranger fans that bought as a group that brought group tickets to get into the game, which if the Devils are doing that, I have mixed feelings. It's not our fault that Ranger fans can't get into their own building because they're priced out by their wonderful ownership. But if the Devils, because there were a lot of Ranger fans there yesterday, you could hear it on TV. Beer Baron, you saw it in person, but you could hear it on TV. There were a lot of Ranger fans there, and this has been going on for a couple of years now with the way the Devils have been playing. Especially now with this team doing so well, I think that was if this is absolutely true, then I think this is a poor decision on Devils front office staff for doing this. But then again, anyone can call the front office and be like, "Oh, I have a big group. I want to get people to go there." Like what are they going to do? Check check who they are, zip code. Yeah, but there are Ranger fans that live in my zip code, and there are Ranger fans that live in the New York or Devils fans living in the New York zip code. So you can't really do that. But regardless, there was a lot of stuff going back and forth online about season ticket holders selling tickets and this and that. We should all be doing it, as best as we can to support this team, and I think the front office should be doing the same as well, especially with how hot this team is, or how hot this team can be. Right now we're up and down, but especially for a rivalry game, and you want to get as many Devils fans in that building as possible.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is season ticket holders just selling their tickets as well.
Because you can make the most money on that game. In all honesty,
I know.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money on it. Yeah, because like you said, Shorts Guy, the Rangers fans most of them are priced out of MSG unless you want to pay like $150 for like a nosebleeder ticket. But you can sell something down in the lower bowl for $125, $150. And they'll snatch it up because that's like upper deck seating at MSG,
Yeah.
I mean, I see where it is, but that's the thing. And then, Devils fans will sell them because they're all down in the lower bowl. They're all down in the season ticket areas and stuff like that. And then, then we complain afterwards when we hear all Ranger fans there.
Well, I know a lot of people do it in the beginning of the year before the season actually starts. So you'll see a lot of people selling off their tickets with the anticipation that the team is going to be terrible, trying to make back or recoup as much money as they can. They'll sell back usually the rivalry games because you can make the most money for them. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. It was. I mean, the Devils had an 8-game home losing streak going into that game. And, maybe they needed to trick the Devils into thinking that they were an away game because, they make the Rangers wear the blue and they wore the whites. And, basically it was, I'm not going to lie, it was probably about 75% of that crowd was Ranger fans. Mm-hmm. And that sucks. I mean, in the lower bowl especially. In the upper deck, maybe it was a little bit more Devils than Rangers, but no lower bowl, 100% it had to have been at least at a minimum 60-40. And let me tell you what, dude, we've all been there watching a game where it's the Ranger fans are, the numbers are pretty heavy in the building. And when they score, it sucks. It sucks. It's loud. It is the most, people are like, well, how could you hate the Rangers? Like, how could you hate them so much? Yesterday was a great example of why I hate them so much because of a lot of their fans. I'm just saying. But, they need to do something to fix that. I don't know how you could fix that because, listen, like you said, there's a lot of people that live. How many times do you go to a Devils game when they're not playing the Rangers and you still see people showing up in Rangers jerseys because they want to just watch hockey?
Thursday night against the Blues. 2 Ranger jerseys walked by me in the row I was in. I'm like, what the? It's like, what the hell? You lost? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. But it's, it's because it's cheap for them to go. Easy to get to, convenient for a lot of people. With the train and driving in, it's not that bad. So,
yeah. No, it's not our fault that their team is inaccessible. Even a Ranger fan friend of mine said the same thing. Like he never went to Ranger games because it was just inaccessible for him. So he would go when he can at the Rock, and it's like, talk to your ownership, talk to your front office, pitch a fit. I mean, they're not going to change it. It's New York City. It's like one of the premier tickets to get. It's like, I'm sure the same thing out in LA, Scotty. Kings games are probably like some primo tickets that people go to just to go to. Lakers probably more so, but it's the city, it's the Rangers, so they price out the real fans, and unfortunately they come and invade our building like cockroaches in the night.
Mm-hmm. A lot more expensive than the old Ducks games, I'll tell you that. Kings games are a lot more expensive than the Ducks.
Well, you would know that because you have tickets. You got tickets for the next 2, don't you?
I didn't get them yet. I'm going to purchase them this week. But usually when I get them, like when I'm paying for like normal Kings tickets, I get like the like sweet stuff in Anaheim where you have like the waiter and waitress service and everything like that. Like the beautiful like mid-row, like right underneath the like right above like the press booth and everything like that. So you just have this amazing view. That's like the same price for like an upper tier for the Kings,
I want to say in the YouTube live group, Peter just made a great point. When Jack scored that goal, I think it was his second goal. It might have been his first one, but when he scored that goal and he grabbed his jersey and was going like this to showing the Devils look. Dude, this kid, every Devil fan should be waking up in the morning, eating their cereal, drinking their milk, thanking the sweet Lord above that we got Jack Hughes. I mean, I'm happy for Nico. I'm happy for Nico Hischier. I'm happy for a lot of guys on this team, but Jack, mother loving Hughes.
Thank you, Josh.
Let me tell you,
Jack gets it.
Yeah, he does.
He and we have him wrapped up for what, eight more years. So that's going to bring us right into the heart of when he's phenomenal.
7.5. He's already played.
He's already phenomenal.
Yeah, at this point, 7.5. No. I know that, but
he's on pace for the best season, offensive season for any Devil.
I'm just saying he's just going to get better, and then when his with Luke coming in, and if we can somehow finagle Quinn away from Vancouver, geez, it could be the New Jersey Hughes.
The New Jersey Hughes.
And it's funny too.
Put the horns on one side of the H, the tail on the other side of the H coming down,
yeah.
we can make it work.
The horns can be on the H. The horns can be on the H. The tail can be on the S.
Both sides, baby. Yeah.
Both sides.
The tail on the one
the tail
side.
On the S. Yeah. The tail on the S at the end of the last name. It's possible.
Maybe you should make a T-shirt before it gets stolen again.
I think I might.
But moving on. So, yeah, dude, it's thankful for him, and I'll tell you what, it was kind of funny because like I had both my little girls at the game yesterday. Feels good because they're 6 and 4, and they are definitely hooked. Like they're sitting there, they're like watching the game, fully engaged into it. It's the best feeling in the world to like share that with my kids, and both of them like yelling for Jack Hughes and Nico, and like they're starting to understand and get the game and like understand and get the players and stuff like that. And my favorite part was when Hughes scored. They were like jumping up and down and going crazy, right? When the Devils scored in overtime. Now, here's a little secret. Which is, if you know me off air, I curse a lot. I don't curse on this show. I don't curse in front of my children, and I don't curse at work because I can't. And
that's
they
the hardest
scored.
part.
It's the hardest part. And they score, and my kids are like, obviously standing down here, and I like jump up. And I'm like, mother effing blah, blah, like screaming. And I look down because I got caught up in the moment. I look down and I'm like, they can't hear me. F all of you Ranger fans, like screaming at the top of my lungs, dude. It was the best. That is my favorite feeling in the world is when you do go to one of those games where the Ranger fans outnumber the Devil fans, and when the Devils win and the way they won. And seeing that mass exodus of blue just like spilling like blood into the street. It feels so good just to like you just wave goodbye, give them the old one finger salute and call it a day. But let me tell you, man, that was a great feeling watching all those losers walk out of that building. Sorry, Kevin. My buddy Kevin was with us. I feel bad. He's a Ranger fan, but he's like one of the only Ranger fans I like. No,
you don't feel bad. No, some of my best friends are Ranger fans, and I wouldn't feel bad if the Devils beat them in that fashion. I was there with them. In fact, I don't feel bad for any of them. I posted Rangers suck on Facebook, and some of them were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Yep, whatever." I wonder if Matt Banky, who sometimes listens on Sundays but definitely listens on Mondays, him and I'll probably go back and forth a little bit tomorrow because he was one of the ones that chimed in. I was just happy the Devils beat the Rangers. It's a game. It essentially could be a 4-point game because of how tight the Metro is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Losing would have been pretty bad, but getting this victory over the Rangers, getting those 2 points, being able to stay ahead of them in the standings, leading up into the game on Tuesday against Carolina, which could be another 4-point swing technically, if we can beat them, which we almost did last time. You got to remember, going into this game on Tuesday, we almost beat them when we played them last time. We got to overtime. Mac Black stood on his head, and then we just flopped in the shootout. We got penalty trouble, got us to that overtime, which it shouldn't have. But Carolina, they've lost a couple games in the last few, and I think that the Devils could potentially use this game against the Rangers as a momentum springboard to beat them too this week.
Yeah, no, 100% agreed. Let's hope that we're coming out of this funk that we were in for basically the month of December. And that January we're going to get back to playing the hockey that we were, going through late October and November. But they can definitely use this as a momentum, not only beating, the Rangers, your arch rival, coming the way they did it, coming back, not giving in, not giving up or anything like that. Division, opponent right there. And also I think the most important thing too was just ending the home ice frustration. And if we had ended up losing that game and had been winless in 9 games then at home, I think we had the one shootout loss to Florida, I think, right? Was it Florida? Or was it where was it? It might have been Carolina actually.
Carolina.
I think it was Carolina.
We lost shootout Carolina, yeah.
Yeah. So if it went to winless in 9 against the Rangers before you go out on a long trip, that could have been a real sour note there. But hopefully that is some momentum for this team, moving forward. And like you said, and I know a couple people mentioned it in the YouTube chat over here, the Carolina's been a little bit, after our game, they lost to the Rangers, which ended their streak, and then I believe they lost again. So
yeah,
they're
they might be on the downswing.
They might, which they're due for because what they won like 11 or 12. They won 11 or 12 in a row right there, I think.
Just like we did, yeah.
Just like we did, yeah. So they're due for a little downswing over here, and maybe the Devils on this high note can go in there and steal one from Carolina and maybe play a little leapfrog again where they jump up in the standings. Because how far behind are they? I have to look now because Washington is now in third.
Rangers? The Rangers?
How far behind we are to Carolina. I got to look at the standings here real quick. We're 4 points. So that would go a long way, though. If we can pull off this victory, I'm not sure. Does Carolina play before then? I don't think they play tomorrow. So if we can pull off that victory there, get it to 55, 57, both with 41 games played. I mean, that's nice. That's real nice over there.
Yeah, so, and to point something out about the standings too, I know some people, I know some people kind of like overlook some things or whatever, but keep in mind Washington has 3 games, or we have 3 games in hand on Washington too. So that kind of stuff will even itself out as the season goes along. But yeah, this game going into Carolina, this Carolina game is very big, but then they have the West Coast swing that they should in theory come out of it on top. So if they can go out there and play Anaheim, LA, and San Jose, the California 3, I think they can get out of there with 3 wins. And if they can do that and they can get back into like a good groove, get Palat back into the lineup and get him playing at a good level, you can see his game is starting to come along, but it's going to take a little time after missing so much time. So hopefully they go out to California. They win Carolina. They go out to California and they start putting some dubs into Collium.
Kings will be the big
Collium. I'm just Collium.
The Kings will be the big challenge for them, I think. Because I mean the Kings are up in the 50s too. Oh, they got 52 points. Okay, yeah. I mean Anaheim and San Jose are not very good. So they should be able to beat them. And hopefully, we get a nice hello to old Rico and, yay. But I think the big test for them will be LA. And LA is the second part of a back-to-back. They play Anaheim on Friday, the 13th. And then they go to up here to Crypto the next night on the 14th. And then I think they play San Jose. It's an afternoon game on that Monday. For MLK Day.
MLK Day.
Yeah. So I was thinking about driving up there, but man, that'd be tough that early.
What's that ride?
1:00 start.
What's that ride?
It's far. I mean, it's far. Like if I go in the center of the state, like up to 5, I can get there in maybe like 6 hours, 5-6 hours, maybe.
It's so crazy.
If you're gonna go up PCH, man, that's gonna be like a 10-hour drive or so. It's really beautiful because it's on the edge. Can you take a little puddle?
Sure. Can you take a little puddle jumper, like a little? Don't they have like I don't know how many airports they have out there, but you don't have like a little.
Oh, can I fly up to San Fran? Yeah, I could probably do that, and then get like a Uber to San Jose, and then I could probably do that. I drove up to San Jose once before. The arena is small. It's small. It reminds me of the old Continental. Like that's
it's crazy.
That's the way it's built.
You're in one state and you're like, I'm going to go to another city 10 hours away. Like that's such a, on the East Coast, like if I drove 10 hours, I'd be in Boston. Actually, I'd probably be above Boston.
No, you wouldn't. No, you'd be in Boston in like 4 if you drove 10 hours.
You'd be in Boston in 4 hours. Yeah. 10 hours. You might be near Maine.
You'd be up Maine in about 7. You can be to Canada in less than 8. 10 hours. You go 10 hours south, you're in the Carolinas.
That's true.
So you're like halfway down the East Coast.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Why you just, you know what, Scotty? You know what would help out? If Sammy were to somehow get the money for our Let's Go Devils podcast private jet.
Yes.
Then
that would be fantastic.
All of us could go out to pick you up in LA and then go up to San Fran. Or I'm sure there's some airport in San Jose that we could land in. So Sam, let's get that private jet going so we can start doing these road trips. And go to these games. So,
hey, I also want to say, so as I was leaving the arena yesterday, there was a helicopter that was flying off the roof, and I believe if it wasn't one of the Devils owners, Eli Manning, confirmed Devils fan, Eli Manning was at the game yesterday. And that was pretty cool. They put him up on the screen. His kids all had Devils jerseys on. I'm like, either he is a Devils fan or he has no choice now. Because, it was pretty cool to see. But irregardless, it was awesome to see him in the house. And, if we can't get a jet, we could always try to get that helicopter. You get some helicopter money. It's probably better than a jet money. So probably
the helicopter's not going to get you cross country, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I want to get cross country. I want to be able to go cross country in style and relaxation, and then go jet off to some games with the.
That'd be nice.
So
get that private jet going there, Sam Wu.
Come on, Sammy, get that private jet.
Max just $5.
Hey,
oh my!
Hey, oh my goodness! $5 for the private jet fund. I love it.
Wow!
Oh man!
Look at that!
King of the castle.
Thank you. Oh my goodness!
First
showing your
trip
beefalytics there.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Oh my goodness, gets a seat on the private jet for that donation once it happens.
100%. Maybe you get one of those rocks glasses. Like you'll come on, you'll see us all sitting there like with little snifters of bourbon or iced tea, whatever floats your boat, and then so you look like you're drinking bourbon, and you'll have your own private oh my goodness bourbon glass.
Yeah.
The Let's Go Devils podcast jet brought to you by Oh My Goodness.
Oh my goodness!
Like Dave Singer, our new sponsor for the score predictions. Oh my goodness, right. You could be the sponsor for the private jet.
Yep, we'll name the jet after you. That'll be the jet.
We'll put that logo on the tail. The Scouts Devil logo that you have there. We'll put that on the tail. So to circle back to something. So Max in the YouTube live group was asking. So we thinking VTech, Mac, VTech for the road trip. Well, if he's not hurt anymore, I guess like if his hand is better, because I think Kira Schmidt is still up, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he's back.
No,
down.
They sent him down.
Is he back down? Okay, I guess Max's hand is back to normal.
It was precautionary, just that Thursday.
So, I guess that's the way to go, because you have to think that VTech is definitely the number one. We've talked about this before, but he's got to be the number one at this point, and I feel like he's the one that you can trust more. And saying that, I also think that it wouldn't be a bad thing to put him into, or put Mac Black into a couple of those games like the San Jose and the Anaheim game, because not for nothing, if you want to start to quote unquote showcase somebody, might give him a softer landing spot and let him show what he can do.
Well, he's got to get games. If they're looking to kind of show him off for potential trades, he's going to have to get some games. But I kind of like that VTech, Mac Black, VTech, because these are games we need to win, especially against Carolina. So as much as we will see Mac Black if they are truly trying to showcase him to try to move him, we will see him get some games. But I would rather focus on the Devils doing what they can to get points and putting the strongest goaltender in the net. And right now, I believe it's VTech. As much as Mac Black is he's so inconsistent. And we talked about this, I think, after the Carolina game, that Sunday after the Carolina game, because, he had that just massive blunder with the puck. And then he was phenomenal on those breakaways in the overtime. Like, he was phenomenal for the rest of the game. So it's like he's so frustrating, and VTech is not. VTech seems to be the steadier of the two. So for right now, it's got to be VTech until Mac Black either A, proves that he should be and earns that spot, or B, if they end up trading him, then Kier Schmid is our backup.
The trade is 1-for-1. Timo for Mac Black. Shane and Max. That's what we should do. We should.
Oh yeah, 1-for-1.
Can we pick up Timo while we're there? Yeah, how crazy would that be if we showcase him, he plays great against Anaheim, and then we make a trade while we're out in the West Coast? Right? Come on, Timo, come back with the team. Timo and team. That'd be nice.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we're not the ones that make that decision. I'm glad I'm not paid to make that decision because that's got to be a tough one for Fitzy. But he's willing to make those moves if we need to. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. We're not, you know, we'll be alerted like everyone else will be alerted, and then Sam Wu will go live with a Wu report to talk about the trade if and when it happens.
Breaking news.
I think there'll be some trades, obviously, before the end of the season here, but I mean, if we get Mac Black could be a piece to give up, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think, you know, someone like a Damon Severson and probably Ryan Graves, maybe, you know, might be more just with their contract status and stuff like that. Definitely Severson. Graves might get re-signed, but I think Damon Severson probably be. So is Damon Severson, you know, what team would who's looking for a defenseman right now? That's what we need to figure out.
A lot of teams are looking for a defenseman. There's always a market for somebody as, you know, like Damon Severson's quality or value or whatever you want to put on it. Sam Wu brought up a funny point in our text group before that I wanted to bring on air. I don't know if he said it before, but I'll just say it now if he didn't. He said, how funny would it be if the Devils made a trade to somebody and found a way to get their number 1 overall pick, which, first of all, nobody's giving that pick up this year because nobody's crazy. And especially a team that's like, we might be a lottery ticket or team, you know, like unless we're giving up Jack Hughes which would never happen, or Nico, or
wouldn't be
Brad,
worth it.
maybe. Brad, maybe.
No.
He could fetch you one.
Yeah, but
he could fetch you one.
I don't know if he can fetch a one.
I think Brad could fetch a one, but you wouldn't get a one from a team that's like on the fringe that could either go either way. Like he's fetching you a one for a team that's like, we're good, we're ready. Boston would give you a one for Brad.
Boston to Tampa.
A team
someone
like
that's in the playoffs, someone that's going to be in the high 20s would potentially give you a number 1 for Brad. Someone that's like in Arizona that's in the low single digits are not going to be giving you a 1 for Brad. No, not a 1-for-1 swap.
No, not with Bedard on the highlight on the horizon, or Fantinelli. What's that kid's the other kid that's like insanely good right behind Bedard? I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either.
Typically, we were like knee deep in like looking at prospects, you know, due to the Devils sucking so bad.
Yeah,
so
this is a new season, new year.
Yeah, not knowing anybody is kind of a good thing right now.
Absolutely, I'll take it.
But yeah, it was funny. He goes, "How funny would it be if we made the playoffs and we were still able to." Fantilli. I don't know. You guys know I can't pronounce names. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, that guy's voice annoys me, and he can't pronounce names.
Well,
and every once in a while.
That's why you're
crew?
and crew.
Yeah, I know.
And crew.
We try to help out and all the time, but he just doesn't like to listen.
Yep. Yeah. You just wish you were related to the fancier J Crew. Said you're just and crew.
No, I don't like J. Crew. He's very full of himself. That Jason Crew, Jared Crew, whatever his name is,
and Crew,
and Crew. That's all right. And Crew, we'll form our own crew. So we're less than 2 months away from the trade deadline. So now that we kind of like tickled the situation, or that sounds like a weird thing to say. Now that we
very weird
tickled, now that we tickled Mike the situation, let's talk about possible
even worse.
I just want to figure out how to make it worse. Now that we're kind of talking about the elephant in the room. We're talking about possible trades and people that might be moved. But there's a few things that I'm kind of curious about, because Jesper Bratt is the name that we just brought up, but we don't really often bring him up in trade talks because we don't think that in crew. That's right. That's my new name is And Crew. So it's like And One, the basketball team, but it's just And Crew.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the guys that sit on the bench and cheer for the guys that are doing those amazing dunks. So we talk about Jesper Bratt, but we don't talk about the possibility of him being moved. I highly doubt that he'd be moved because the hope is that he's going to be coming back, right? We can all agree on that. But at the same time, if the Devils come to the conclusion that he is not coming back, or they don't want to bring him back, or he's asking way too much, and this could be the other caveat, that he could be asking way too much, and they're like, we don't really see the value in you at where you think you're at, and they know they'll not get to a point where they're going to be able to re-sign him, he could be a piece that's shipped out, because I doubt that Tom Fitzgerald would let him walk for absolutely nothing. So
Yeah.
in reality, would this be a piece that you could send to Vancouver to get one Quinn Hughes, and then maybe move a piece like a Severson or a Blackwood to try to get like a secondary scoring? Because apparently DeBrincat, who's in Ottawa, they're management might not be too fond of what's going on up there. So I don't know. There's some other options out there. So I'm just kind of curious to see what you think about that.
Well, yeah. If the situation is looking like that, there's no way at all that Bratt is going to re-sign, then yeah, you're going to have to move him at the trade deadline so you don't let him walk for nothing, unless you kind of come up with some kind of a sign and trade over the summer, which is also always a possibility. But if things are looking bleak and it's a very dire situation, and Fitzgerald is just like, yep, well, since we're not going to sign him anyway, let's just move him, then absolutely, yeah, move him, get what you can for the asset. I'm sure there are definitely some teams that would take him as a rental for the playoffs, just to get some depth scoring on their side. Yeah, you absolutely have to look at that situation. If he's definitely not going to sign, and you have all indication that he's leaving in the summer, move him now, get something for him instead of letting him go for free.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't like Beer Baron was saying, like, can't really see Fitzy letting him just walk, or Shorts Guy, you were saying, you just can't see him like letting him walk for nothing.
Yeah,
so
for nothing, no way.
I feel like if you do decide that you are going to move someone like a Jesper Bratt, maybe that is, somewhere where you can start working a Timo situation, as well. I don't know. But it seems to be like they're kind of in similar situations. Maybe, if you do a sign and trade or something like that, I don't know. But I'm going to think that the Sharks are going to want some, younger talent back for Timo, if that is a deal that people are interested in doing. But they may want a whole bunch of prospects, but maybe with Bratt, you can put a couple of them in there as well.
Well, it's because where is San Jose in the standings? They're not going to make the playoffs, I don't think. Correct? Were they?
No, they're not. They're better than the Ducks, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
So I don't know if a team like San Jose would be wanting to trade a good piece for a piece that would be. San Jose is no use for rental unless they can find a way to sign Bratt long term, which I don't know if Bratt would want to stay in a rebuild like that at this point in his career. So you also have to think about who you're going to be trading him to and who's going to be willing to use him as a rental versus not. I don't know if San Jose would be willing to, like you said, it would have to be a package deal. It would have to be a package deal, because why is San Jose going to give away a good piece for a player that's going to be here for the end of the season and then split, come July 1? A team like Colorado could potentially, and I'm just throwing Colorado out there. I don't know if Colorado has a need for Bratt right now, but a team like Colorado, which should be in the playoffs, even though they're faltering a little bit right now, but they're so yeah, okay. So looking at the standings, Colorado is 2 points out of the wild card. They could potentially take someone like a Bratt for that secondary scoring, maybe give them to push to get over that line. So it would be more of a team like that than, versus a team like San Jose, who is, bottom of the barrel out there in the West, or close to the bottom of the barrel. Just to watch him walk after they give away, a big piece, I don't think that'll happen.
Well, Timo is also, his contract's up too. So that's why I was just. But yeah, I mean, I would see maybe it would be like if they had like a guarantee that they were going to resign, Brett would resign, with the deal or something like that. But I don't know. He could be a very interesting piece. Severson, Blackwood. The Devils do have a plethora of prospects down there as well, but
I kind of like being in this position
to move.
I like being in this position or what feels like we're going to be in this position for the first time in a while, to where we have pieces where we can be, all right, well, who wants to help us? Who wants to help us bolster up for the playoffs? What do we got?
Yeah.
But you also want to make sure, and I think Fitzgerald is smart enough not to mortgage any kind of future or like put the team in jeopardy where it's like, let's get Timo Meier on a 1-year deal and give the Sharks like a first-round pick and, Alex Holtz and blah, 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 blah. He's not that dumb to send off a bunch of pieces for a guy that, unless he knows is going to sign a long-term extension for the team. Or he's going to go after somebody that has, some meat on the bone that actually has a couple years left under contract, like he did with Vitek or, some guys like that. I think he also did that when he traded for Siegenthaler. So another name that I think the Devils would be interested in, but it would cost the moon and the stars, and I'm going to screw his name up, but Jacob Chychrun, is that how you say his last name? Chychrun?
Oh, Chychrun.
From the Chychrun, thank you.
Chychrun.
From the Arizona Coyotes would be an interesting name for the Devils to take a run at. I saw Bo Horvat, his name thrown into the chat before. One name that it has like such a similar Kovalchukian feel, and I know there's a lot of people that are like hell no to it, but Patrick Kane, it's I know. It's like you want to like, but how fun would it? I don't know how I feel about it. I don't feel like one way or the other, to be honest with you. Like if it happened, I'd be like, cool. What do we have to give up for him? And hopefully, if he does stay, how long is he going to stay for, and what is it going to cost?
Mm-hmm.
But to see him and Jack Hughes on a line together, or to be on a power play together, my God, oh, that would be sick. But I know there's a lot to go with him as well. So, but there's a couple names that are floating out there that are interesting. So I know we tend to gravitate towards like specific names. Like I know Timo Meier is like a name that a lot of Devil fans mention because of his connection to Nico Hischier and Siegenthaler, but playing on the Swiss national team. But I don't know. There's going to be a surprising move, I think, out there that nobody's going to expect that is going to help this team out. What it is, I have no idea.
I think it's going to be Luke Hughes coming into the lineup by the end of the season.
Yeah, but defensively, but here's the thing is, his offensive prowess would be great to inject into the lineup, but is he ready defensively to play in the NHL?
Oh, I don't know. We're going to find out.
Do you know? Well, yeah, You'll find out real damn quick when he goes out there and he gets burned on a 2-on-1 or he gets, exposed, and then he goes out there and he's trying to dipsy doodle around because he thinks that he's still in the U.S. national team and he gets, completely undressed by, a professional.
He's going to have growing pains. He will.
Everyone does.
18 years old. Yeah.
I guarantee that Luke Hughes will be a stud in the NHL, but it's good. Defensemen make me nervous because you know how it is. Like those guys come in.
Well,
Nemec, same thing.
It's. I think it's also safe to say that even if they do come to the team, Utica is going to be pushing for a playoff spot and having some playoff games too. So whether if they're not playing with the Devils in the playoffs, send them down to Utica. Let them play and get some playoff time in Utica, so that they can get that experience down there.
Okay, so Ramona wants to know, why do you guys want to always trade Bratt? We don't want to trade Bratt. We're just talking like scenarios. Like it's not like we want to see certain players traded away. Not even Damon Severson. The thing is like Sam. You have to look at. Well, Sam does. Sam wanted to expose him. We all know.
Yeah.
Exposed. It's not that we want to trade him away. The thing is like you have to look at situations in a realistic, kind of way of looking at him. I guess whatever. Yeah. And
No one's
Looking
calling Fitzy being like, "What's it gonna take to get Jesper Boquist off your plate over
Yeah.
there?" Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like you have to think that if there's a team that is willing to go after one said Jesper Bratt, that they would actually listen to the conversation because of the situation that he finds himself in. He's a UFA. He hasn't been able to, get himself into a long-term contract, understandably so, that this is his prove-it year. And he is definitely worth, some sort of money. It just depends. If the team and the player cannot come to a resolution, you do not want a talent like that walking away in the summertime for nothing.
For free.
So if you cannot guarantee that he is going to be signed to the team long term, you have to explore all and every option. Besides, there's always also the option that he gets traded away, and then come to summertime, guess who's back at the front door with a box of cookies and looking to come back in. So that's not out the possibility.
Essentially, we're just coming up with worst case scenarios if he's guaranteed to not want to come back. Yes, in the back, Mr. Wu.
His value is actually at its highest now because he still has one more year under Devils control. So his trade value is actually at its highest because if you were to trade him away now, the next team has him one more year under control versus if
no, they don't.
They don't?
I'm pretty sure he's a UFA.
He's a UFA at the end of this season.
Yeah, UFA.
Because he was the UFA going into.
Are you sure about that?
I'd say I'm
looking it up right now for you.
95% sure.
Jesper Bratt. Oh no, he's got one RFA.
Yep.
Oh, count one for Sam. That's why he's got the crown behind him.
Look, I am wrong 99% of the times, but when it comes to Jesper Bratt.
Oh, well, we were wrong. What do you want from us?
So I guess they can kind of go one more year with this, like 1 year type of deal. Then
I've gotten smarter since the Super Chats. That's all.
Ultimate decision time.
Felix
Paula Wood and Tatar are all UFAs after this year.
Yeah, so what I was basically saying
is Steverson and Graves.
If there's a time to trade Bratt is now, and I'm trying to answer Ramona's question, it doesn't hurt to entertain the idea, not because it's what Beer Baron said. It's just he's valuable right now, and you can get something good. That's all I'm saying.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just texted in all caps right there, Sam.
LMAO.
LMAO, RFOO, something like that. Yeah, no, it's not that we want to trade him. It's just exploring ideas. That's
Notice he's scoring right now since January when the window opened for signing. He wasn't doing much in December. Just saying. Just saying. My conspiracy theories. His agent's you can score right now, Jesper.
I love good conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Like, we know Sam loves a conspiracy theory.
EJ Raddick is calling him brought for a reason.
Yeah, that's EJ Raddick. Raddick.
Yeah.
Until he figures out how to say Jesper Bratt's real name. Jesper Bratt. Jesper brought his rocket canyon of a shot yesterday. That's what he brought.
Yeah, he did.
Did you even see that one go in at the arena? And crew?
No. The crew and I, we watched, and we did not believe. So the crew.
Dude, it was fast. It was fast on TV. It was just like patoo. Like I honestly thought it was off the crossbar, and then you see on the replay like the top of the net like shoots up. But man, that was a laser cannon over there. What was the Peyton Manning, the old super rocket cannon laser arm, whatever he used to say in that old commercial. That was Jesper Bratt yesterday with that shot.
His trade value is high.
It's high.
Sell high.
I like what Mr. Moo Guy said because somebody was OMI said Jesse Pugliarvi could be a beefalitic target. Edmonton could use a D-man like Kevin Ball. And Mr.
They
Moo
could.
Guy says, yeah, no Oiler cast-offs. Been there. Yeah, I don't know if we want an Oiler retread. Get
Vancouver
outta
also
here.
could be looking for some people too. I know Bo Horvat was mentioned in the chat. That's an interesting one as well.
It is. It is. We did
kind of
talk
full
about that.
circle.
It is very interesting ones.
From the Schneider trade, and then like eventually Bo like comes back and plays for the Devils. That'd be
It's called rectifying a mistake, my friend. Rectifying a mistake.
Should have never traded for Schneider, I'm telling you. That's how I got myself in trouble.
Sent the
Poor
team
old
back
Corey.
10 years.
We could have had McDavid. We could have had McDavid in 2015, but no. Corey Schneider had to get us some wins to get us that 6th overall. Right now, it's Eric Holla. Holla.
Oh man,
Connor McDavid draft. Could you imagine if McDavid was a Devil?
With
Connor
Hughes? With Hughes?
Oh, good lord, that would be.
That'd be so nasty. Absolutely.
Let's trade him like Jesper Boquist for Connor McDavid straight up. I think they'll go for it. All right.
I love when people make trade offers like that. I'm like, dude, even if you tried that on your Xbox or your PlayStation, I think your console would
like, no.
burst into flames and turn
They're
off
both
immediately.
fast. They both got speed.
But
just won't pan out.
what if Chiarelli's still there?
Watch those annoying names. Watch those annoying voices, Scotty. You don't want to get yelled at again. Can't have too much fun. We can't. I can't tell if we're serious or if we're not, or if we got to goof around. I can't tell.
No fun zone.
No fun zone. Can't have fun.
Ramona's just going off.
You don't trade your big three, period.
We don't want to trade them.
Unfortunately, our big three are Dougie, Nico, and Jack, I think.
Whoa.
Shane had a point here. The horrible Mateau pick. The Mateau pick was like a gift because if you remember, we were not even supposed to have a first-round pick that year. Yeah, it was not a good pick. I don't think they should have picked Mateau. I think that was like
no, it was Lou Lamoriello. It was Quenneville.
No, I thought. Okay, wait. I've already been wrong once. I'm not going to question you. So you're probably right.
No. The Mateau was just a surprise because I think Lou took him instead of they were thinking, Peter. And then I think the Quenneville was the one that actually Harris and Blitzer negotiated with Gary Bettman, saying, "Hey, we're just new owners here. We had nothing to do with that circumvention."
Yeah. Wait, who did you say that they were going to go after instead of picking Mateau? Or should have gone after? What did you just say?
No, they should have forfeited that pick. They were supposed to forfeit it. And instead, it was the Quenneville that we got. But yeah, Josh S. So that's strike two. And Guy, or I'm sorry,
and you're right, Max.
And Crew,
and Crew, strike two.
Strike two, and
yeah,
McDavid does have like his season that he's having right now is unfriggin' real. It really is.
It is. But where is he going to go in the playoffs? It's Edmonton.
Nowhere.
It's Edmonton.
Just like last year, they had two guys with 30-plus points, like, and they didn't get past the second round.
It's absurd. It's
the Battle of Alberta.
So weird.
Edmonton's weird because they're like, we have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and you're like, oh wow, awesome. Who's your backup or who's your goaltender? Mike Smith. Or like, who's your goaltender? Some guys. It doesn't even matter. He'll
Lightning
let up 9
legend,
goals,
Mike Smith,
and we'll score 8.
The living legend, Mike Smith.
No, Lightning
we
legend.
Could have had Larkin.
Lightning legend, Mike Smith.
We could have had Dylan Larkin. Well, Larkin's a UFA this year. I wonder if he's going to resign. I know he's the captain of Detroit, but I mean, is he getting to a point where he sees the end of the road in Detroit, or is he going to be like, all right, enough's enough. I want to go play somewhere where I can actually win. Because unlike Detroit, like the Devils and Detroit are very similar in a lot of ways, but I feel like the Devils are ahead of the curve on their rebuild. I feel like they made some very strategic moves, and especially the way they've been drafting defensemen and just kind of stockpiling in that end. But I feel like the Devils are are ahead of Detroit. I don't want to say they're vastly ahead of Detroit because Detroit has some amazing talent, and they also have some really deep talent in their farm system. So I don't know, man.
Detroit's kind of an up and coming team. So we're just, are we ahead of them? Probably by a little bit, but we have to just stay consistent, and we'll remain ahead of them. But I think we're going to have some good games against Detroit in the coming years.
Yeah. And then Josh said we could have. So who is it? I've got to give credit where credit's due here. Shane said we could have had Larkin, and Josh was like, "Yeah, or Pastrnak." That's always the woulda, coulda, shoulda crap about the draft.
Yeah.
Like, we drafted.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. We drafted Pavel Zacha because in the juniors he looked like a monster, and then he didn't really develop into what everybody thought he was going to be.
I mean, Billy Dean went for a shirtless run because he got the first overall pick for Lafreniere, and look how that turned out.
And speaking of trade speculation, his name has been actually thrown out there a bunch, and they're talking about like the Rangers would actually trade him for a package that would bring back Patrick Kane. Go for it, Rangers. Go for it.
Yeah.
I hope that kid gets traded away and he just turns into an absolute monster somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
He might. He was 2020, right? Or was he 2019?
Whatever the weighted ball year was.
Yeah. What was Jack? Was Jack 18 or 19?
19.
19.
Jack was 19.
So then Lafreniere was 20 then, right? I think he was the next year.
2020.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Same year, same class as Holtz,
right.
Mercer, and Mohamedoulan.
Was he the next year after Jack? Was he the year after Jack, or was he? I think it was
the year after.
Yeah,
the year after that.
Because Kako and or Capo, whatever his name is, and Jack were the same year.
Jack and Kako, same year. Yeah, that was one too.
Yeah. Then Lafreniere was the year after that.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have Dawson Mercer at this point than Lafreniere.
Dude, he is shown such great improvement, man. I really like what I see with Dawson Mercer. I think he's going to be very Adam Henrique-esque in his career. He's going to be a solid all-around player. He's going to. I mean, you see, he's grown so much in this last year. Yeah. Like he's a bigger dude out there on the ice now. Like
he needs to start scoring a little bit more. But yeah, I agree. His maturity or his game overall, because he plays a full end-to-end game. So
200-foot game.
200-foot game.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with Ramona.
All position. He plays like the multiple positions, but he also plays in like all scenarios out there as well. He'll be on the power play. He'll be on the penalty kill. I don't know. Like I really like what I see. I don't see him getting bounced off the puck as easy this year. He's able to work that possession. When he gets up on the top six, he actually starts to put a little bit of points on the board as well. He doesn't seem to have that consistency by himself to drive a line yet, but he might in the future. Don't forget, he's just turned 21, right? Just turned 21 years old. So give him another 2 years. Yeah, I think he just turned 20, right? Wasn't that the joke, Sam? Because we were that's where the Dawson Mercer voice came up. Hey Nico, can you buy me some beer? I scored a goal. I can't. I'm only 20. I can't buy beer.
Jack, can I have your fake ID now that you're 21?
Now you're 21.
Now I know where that complaint came from.
Okay, I'll make you a steak.
I know where that. Now I know where that complaint came from. Can't use the high voice anymore. It's true.
Hey guys,
you're not allowed to. You can't use that voice anymore, apparently.
Just a little bit, just like a 6-pack, please. I scored a goal. Come on.
By the way, Shane, another good point. Firmly believes that the Flames wanted Mercer and traded with the Rangers when they lost out to essentially block the Devils from getting Braden Schneider. I don't disagree with that. And then the Devils picked up Stillman.
Mohamedoulan.
No, was that Mohamedoulan? No,
Yeah,
I thought it was still. Oh God, I'm
No,
wrong.
Mohamedoulan.
Wrong all over.
Stillman was
Mohamedoulan.
a
0 for 3 and crew earning my name.
Man. Get with it, and.
Dude.
Seriously, crew.
Man.
I'm going to call
That's
Mrs.
why-
Crew
that's
and tell
why-
her to get on you.
Yeah.
Mrs. Crew is going to fix you
Not
all
my
up.
birthday. Not my birthday. So anyways. And somebody brought up Mercer. I think Josh brought up Mercer could be the Devils' Braden Point, and that'd be awesome, dude. I really do feel like he's developing himself into a very solid player as well. But the thing is, like, the Devils need that. Right? If Jack Hughes cools off, we're screwed. We'll just put it that way. If he cools off, we're absolutely screwed.
Not necessarily.
And if he's not in the conversation for the Hart this year, I think he could easily. And you know what's going to happen. Connor McDavid's going to get the GD Hart because it's going to be like, well, he put up
He's going to have like 126 points or so.
He put up like 185 points. No way. But I mean, like, what Jack is doing, like, it's pretty amazing in itself. Like, you compare what he's doing to what Taylor Hall did the year that Taylor Hall won the Hart Trophy, and he's playing better than what Taylor Hall was playing.
Yeah, but Connor, I mean, he's got
Check your
freaking
text
76
messages.
points. It's not even halfway through the season yet. I mean, Jesus, what else do you want from him? You know, like, listen, unless McDavid, gets injured, and no one wants to see that, you know, I mean, he probably has a clear path to it.
Yeah,
right now,
Ray
but-
Leo, no, I don't. And crew, I don't get paid. So I don't get paid to look at both. My phone can only handle one at a time. So no, I don't look at the Facebook comments, although I probably should bounce back and forth between the two. I can only
Come on, Andrew.
Why don't you read off the comments?
I'm multitasking
He gets paid in
right
Woo
now.
bucks.
Yeah, I get paid in Woo bucks, which let me tell you what, the last time I tried to use them got bounced right back into my face. Listen, I can only multitask by talking and looking at one feed at a time because otherwise my brain might explode. One day I'll go back to the Facebook side of things.
I have problems. I always forget to flip back and forth as well. So I apologize. I usually get stuck on the YouTube one, and then I'm
We
like...
still love you, Ray.
We still love you, Ray. I mentioned you the other day.
You want to be part of the crew? Maybe that could be a new thing. It could be like the Let's Go Devils podcast and crew, and then we can start our own faction. If anybody listens to the radio station in New York, the morning ESPN radio station with Rick DiPietro and Rothenberg, which has actually become like my favorite morning radio show. They have a thing where a bunch of the fans, like Dave Rothenberg was called, I think, and the hell they call themselves, something like the crew, but like was basically like called and the other guy. Like it's like Rick DiPietro and the other guy, and the fans kind of took that as a thing, and now it's like the company. There you go, and company. So he was called and company. So then now they have like the company is like they're the people that follow the show. So maybe we could have the crew. We have our own crew.
Well, I think it was Max P.
Apparently, Woo Bucks have a worth just under Schrute Bucks. So that's you're
we're doing better than FTX right now in the crypto world.
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh boy.
At least you have somebody to talk to find out where it's at. But Max P
private
was
jet. Yeah,
Max
the private
P was
jet,
the
like
one. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say according to Mr. Moo Guy over here, the private jet only accepts Woo Bucks. In the there's a vending machine in there. It doesn't take real money. Only accepts Woo Bucks.
And they are the size of a sheet of paper, just like the Schrute Buck was. It's a massive, oversized piece of paper. Is this cardstock? I cut myself, and it's deep, and now it's bleeding. Thank you, Woo Bucks.
You get one of those wallets like George Costanza that you can't like close because of all the Woo Bucks that are in there. Like.
You sitting like this, like on an angle because your wallet's so big.
You know what I still have?
My left leg is numb.
I still have the Gomez pesos. Remember the Gomez pesos?
Oh my God, yeah.
When he went over to the Rangers.
Somewhere. Might have someone. Might have one somewhere. Yeah.
Man, Ramona is on some Dougie stuff tonight, man. She hating on Dougie. How could you hate on Dougie? Come on, man. It's all good, Ramona. We're not trading Jesper Bratt. We're not going to do it. It's going to be okay.
Unless we're forced
more
to.
grit. Ted brings up a good point. More grit, more muscle on this team, please. Yeah, let's get Ryan O'Reilly if he's healthy, because I think he's hurt right now. If the Devils want to make a trade, that would make a lot of sense. Obviously, we talk about the old Kachuk boys. That's never going to happen. So maybe we can find somebody that could fit that mold. Like, Ryan O'Reilly wouldn't be a bad fit for the team. Somebody that's a little bit of bigger size. Pat Maroon, we've talked about last week, would have been a good addition to this team. But somebody like that, somebody that is bigger, but somebody that's bigger. Here's a thought: somebody that's bigger that has grit that can score, and not somebody that's bigger and has grit and just takes up a spot in the lineup that's going to be eventually replaced by a Boquist or a Fabian Zetterlund. It's like, okay, so we're back to where we were before.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not trade for a Grabner who does nothing for us. Like, let's make. And I was so excited. I was actually excited about that trade because it was like, first of all, weird that we traded with the Rangers because screw them. But you got Grabner, and I was like, oh, we got speed, a little finesse with Grabner, and he came to the Devils and was like, I don't know how to play hockey. I
forgot how to score goals.
I'll have a breakaway and then I'll fall down.
Oh, I totally forgot it. I think I blocked all that out of my mind.
Tuesday in Detroit, he would be a good trade target. That's a good trade target as well. Tom Wilson. So Shane, Tom Wilson would be an awesome trade target. But the problem is now that Washington is actually getting better and like starting to play really good hockey, there's no way in Sam Hell that they would trade away Tom Wilson unless like the Devils
too.
And they're getting Backstrom back. But I think that in their mind, listen, I've been wrong like all night, hence the crew. But you never know. Like I feel like Washington feels like they got one more good solid run in them, and I doubt they're going to try to get rid of Tom Wilson because the possibility of playing a team like the Devils and/or the Rangers in the playoffs, where they'll need that ragdoll Panarin by his hair again, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No way. Wilson for Bratt? No, thank you. Nope.
No.
I don't need to see Bratt go play. It's lopsided, and you don't trade a player like – if you're going to trade Bratt, you send him to the West Coast. You get him away from the team so he can't come back and haunt you like a bad movie.
Yeah, someone you're not going to find in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what would happen.
Josh Anderson's going to cost too much. I know that's a name that got thrown around. JT Miller, 2-minute warning. Get out of here, Chin.
Get out of here, Chinham.
JT Miller. Guys, keep throwing out these names because this is kind of interesting. Trading
I don't think JT Miller. I really would think Bo Horvat would be someone that maybe they can get.
I would
out of
think,
there.
yeah.
Well, by the way, Bo is
he's
not huge, but he is 200 plus pounds. He's got to be like 210 or so. He's a little bit of a cannonball. Right?
Yeah,
What's his?
He is.
What
He's
is
like
Horvat?
210. Kyle Connor. Make it happen, Fitz. That would be crazy. I don't know, man. I love the fact that we're on this side of it, though, where we're able to talk about the
my goodness,
of getting a piece.
The thing about Horvat is that you replace Eric Halla with Bo Horvat, and then you just have Horvat play with Jack Hughes and take all the face-offs and everything like that, and you get Halla out of the way, and it's 2 goals on the friggin' year.
So here's what I was thinking about Halla after last week's episode. I noticed. I think he wears. It looked like he wears shot blocking gloves. So I think Halla, his point on playing with Jack is so that there's a defensive person there for Jack.
Oh yeah. Take the face-offs too.
Halla's purpose for being with, and I froze.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
And I'm from.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go.
I'm just gonna stop right there. Whatever you heard, you heard.
I like Felix. Felix is thinking about. By the way, now that I got called out that I don't go onto the Facebook group, now I'm just going to keep commenting on every single one of the YouTube live comments that I see just flashing across my screen.
He's going
put
jerk
that
store
out there.
number 1 over here.
Jerk
isn't
store
he?
number 1, 100%. Heel. Going. I used to be Mr. Good Guy. Guess who's the bad guy now? I'm going to be
turning heel.
Tearing heel right in front of your eyes.
This is why you're and crew.
And
This is
crew.
why you're
Yeah,
and
I got
crew.
called and crew tonight. Guess what? And crew's now going to be heel.
You got called and crew on Thursday.
I did. I know. Guys, I love the show. I love the show. You know, Scotty, Sam, Shorts Guy, Nick Villano. The time you guys had PL3 on there. I love everybody and the crew.
That was actually Max's. That was actually Max's review. Max's review. Max P.
But I do appreciate it, Max. You understand? Like, we do appreciate those comments because we read all that kind of stuff. We do look at the positive comments. We frame them. The negative ones, we get printed on toilet paper and we use it for what it's worth.
See,
And
Max, we took your
gives us easy
comment and we
jokes.
just, it gave us an opportunity to just kind of poke a beer baron just a little bit more. And crew. So we appreciate that.
We love you,
And crew.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
That's all right.
We'll keep you around.
And
We'll
one.
keep you around for a little bit.
And one. You watch for my mixtape to drop. It's gonna be a heater. It's gonna be a heater.
It's gonna be a heater.
And
Trade
mixtape.
Tice for Yeah, I don't know if that was gonna go through, Josh.
What's your guys' predictions for the 5-game road trip? What was the least amount of points we can leave with? I feel 3-1-1 at a minimum. I don't disagree. 3-1-1 is obtainable.
Ray Leo said that you're his. I think he's referring to your beer baron. That he's referring to
No,
you.
don't worry about it, Max.
Right. Ray Leo said that you've been his least favorite since the beginning.
You know, Ray.
That's 2 woo bucks for you, Ray. Good job, buddy.
You know, Ray. You really cut me deep. I was one of the biggest proponents of a Ray Leo back in the day, but you know what a Ray Leo can do right now? A Ray Leo can take a long walk off a shore pier because you know what? Your opinion matters. Nothing. Nothing.
Oh man.
I'm your least favorite. Guess what, pal? It's gonna get worse from here on out. Well, cram it, dude. I don't care. So, anyways, you can go shove it. What do I care?
Oh.
Or the I hate beer bear shirts coming out. Wow.
What?
That'll be next.
What happened?
I hate and crew.
I hate
Oh my god. Probably. I hate.
We already have the I hate Sam Wu, so those will be the
Yes,
next
we do.
in store.
I hate and crew.
And crew. And crew could be my alternate, my alter ego. I'll be like Mick Foley with like 5 different characters that come out.
There you go.
Oh, the countdown
All
has
right.
begun. Get into the
All
final
right.
thoughts, boys.
Final thoughts. Who wants to start?
Dave Singer, I can't tell. Dave Singer said he can't tell any of us apart. That's true, Dave, especially when you meet us in person.
I'll start here. Yeah, I mean, this is a big road trip for this team. These next 2 weeks are going to be away from the Rock, which this season they've been the Road Warriors. So, like I said, I'm going to see if I can find some of those Legion of Doom shoulder pads to wear to the Anaheim and LA games over here. But they do have, 3 of these next 5 games are against strong opponents. Carolina, the Kings, the Kings, and the Kraken have both been playing very well this year. So this isn't something that they should go into, thinking, lighthearted or anything like that. They got to go in there and they got to fly. and really just continue this momentum from the Ranger game into Carolina and try and get a win there and build off it. Keep the Road Warrior streak going. You can't win them all, but coming out of this with at least 3 wins, I think is essential for this road trip. Would love to see 4, but at least 3 wins on this road trip.
Yeah, I'll mirror that 3 wins, and I think the Carolina game is a must-win out of those 3 wins. I would love to see them do very well against all the West Coast teams, but got to win that Carolina game and go from there. Start there and start strong, and then take the rest as they come.
To go into a couple of questions that we saw. The predictions, I'm going to say that I agree with that 3-1-1. Also, the other situation, what about the goaltender situation? I feel like that they're going to ride. Vitek is going to be the clear-cut number 1 unless Mac Black really starts to establish himself a little bit better and stay healthier. Must-win versus Carolina? Yes, it's a must-win versus Carolina. And listen, all joking aside, we love all of you except for Ray Leo. Except for you. I'm kidding, Ray. Oh, nothing but love, Ray. Nothing but love. Well, yeah, this is a big road trip. They need to establish. They need to really put some wins together. Really put some points up on the board. Like really start to separate themselves from the bottom of the division.
Mm-hmm. Sammy,
please rate, review, and subscribe to our Apple Podcast page. We're actually filling up with reviews. Thank you, now. Everybody. And thank you. Also, thank you to all those that stop by at American Whiskey.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
At the table and where we do the podcast. It's only get bigger. And be on the lookout for some other events. We're working something with Arlette right now. And, we're a pretty cool community. And I think in terms of prediction, I think the Devils are going to go 5-0-0 on this road trip.
Ooh,
that's my prediction. Big. They're the Road Warriors. When they focus, this team is deadly. They're dangerous. And with a little bit of luck, and they're getting healthier now with Palat back in the lineup. Hopefully Bastian somehow gets healthy, and John Marino. We could have a full crew by All-Star.
Including
All-Star,
and.
Yeah. Want to thank all those tuning in, dropping the podcast at midnight. Thank you for making us the #1 Devils podcast on Apple Podcasts. Thank you. Till next time, let's go Devils.